Bevelyn Beatty Williams, or Bevelyn Betty Williams. I don't know how to really pronounce it. But apparently, she got sentenced to 3.5 years for protesting outside of an abortion clinic, preventing them from serving more than 150 of their appointments that they had on that day to receive baby unaliving. I repeat, apparently, when you get in the way of allowing women to go through with abortions, you are now going to serve some time. Shout out to Kamala Harris, because that's what she's running off of. That's all she's running on, is allowing women to unalive their children. Here's one video just to show you guys who she is and what she represents. An absolute soldier. Here she go.
They say I'm an Uncle Tom. I'm an Uncle Tom. That's true. I am an Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom was a man of God. So let me tell you something. A black liberal ain't nothing but a house Negro. I said it. Drop the bomb. Boom. A black liberal ain't nothing but a house Negro. Y'all so pressed to keep that welfare. Y'all so pressed to stay in Master's house. Y'all so pressed for Master to swear up and down that Black Lives Matter and that y'all need Master and Master need y'all. Baby, I'm not on the field grinding for mine. I don't need nothing from nobody. I got Jesus. Black liberal is nothing but a house Negro. I said it and I meant it. Al Sharpton, all of them. Those are overseers of all the house Negroes. They manage them. They keep them intact. This is what Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson do. They manage all these house Negroes. They find new ways to keep them on board. They find new ways to keep them enticed. They build new incentives. LeBron James, house Negro. Stephen Curry, he turning into a house Negro. Snoop Dogg, super house Negro. These are nothing but house Negroes. Let's call a spade a spade. I'm an Uncle Tom because I'm a woman of God. I'm an Auntie Tamisha. Because I'm definitely serving the Lord. I don't got nothing to do with none of that. I don't need to be voting in this and voting in that and putting in a president who's telling me if I don't vote for him, I ain't black. I'm calling a spade, and I don't care who don't like it. I really don't. If you can call yourself a Christian and you white, I don't care what color that person is. You have no right to withhold the truth from them. And if you do, you're selfish. You want to make an exception for them. You are doing a disjustice to black people when you do that. And I'm letting you know that to your face. White liberals, stop it. We are not your pawns. We are not a charity.
Whoo, she went in. She went in. I love her energy, man. I love her energy. Now, leading up to this point where she knew that she was going to have a hard time getting past this time that she has to face the 3.5 years. And she has a small baby. She has a 2-year-old baby girl, man. A 2-year-old baby girl that she's about to be taken away from for 3.5 years of that baby girl's life. She is happily married. She is happily married. She's about to be taken away from her family for 3.5 years for doing something righteous. There are people who was in those Black Lives Matter protests that were burning down churches, burning down people's businesses, flipping cars, jumping up and down on police vehicles, throwing stuff at police. I mean, I'm talking about injuring police out there on the street, burning up whole freaking cities. Shout out to Tim Walz that allowed that to happen in where he's from, where he was the governor. All right. And this lady is standing up against all of that. Yet she gets 3.5 years in prison. We have illegal immigrants who are graping American citizens, robbing us on a daily basis, taking over entire apartment complexes with guns, and they are still out there on the street. You have this black lady right here who represents God, family, and freedom, and she gets 3.5 years in prison. That makes absolutely no sense to me. We have been teaching people how to grow online. It's been absolutely amazing. We have 3 people who have been able to reach monetization in less than 30 days. Growing YouTube channels, some from 0 people. We have one guy who had 2 subscribers before he started working with me. He started helping him. His views went up 4.8 million%. We're super excited. If anybody ever want to grow on YouTube, you reach out to me with the word coach. This must be bizarro world we're from. I have a video coming up of her husband that's speaking. And I need for y'all to see this, man. I wasn't going to show this, but I need to show it because I want y'all to listen to his heart. And for everyone who's watching this, again, the only price of admissions to watch, and I appreciate you being here, is to simply hit the like button. That's it. You ain't got to do anything else. You can stretch. Like button and continue to enjoy and comment respectfully. Let's hear what her husband has to say. This is sad, man, because I'm a family man myself, and she's 33 years old. I want y'all to think about that. 33 years old. How old was Jesus when he was sacrificed on the cross? Okay, we're going to get back to that. Let's go.
So right now, I'm about to drive my wife to a federal facility she has to surrender herself there. And this is due to the Harris-Biden administration. And any husband in this country, anyone that's married knows, any mother, any father knows that separation from your loved one, separation from a mother and a daughter at 2 years old is traumatic, and no American citizen should have to experience this in this country. Obama has the audacity to speak to black men and tell black men they need to vote for Kamala Harris, when Kamala Harris administration has separated me from my wife and my wife from her daughter at 2 years old for unlawful assembly. My wife is facing 3.5 years for unlawful assembly and federal time, y'all. Okay, federal time. And it's devastating for our family, but we're going to get through this. But I want people to know in this country, mothers, fathers, single mothers, that this cannot be tolerated. And you should not vote for Kamala, because voting for Kamala would do things like this. Right? It's unacceptable. And yeah, that's what I have to say. That's what I have to say regarding it. The Biden-Harris administration made me a single father. I always envisioned growing up to be married and have my child, and that's what we did. We did things the right way. Even if you don't do things the right way, you don't make a father a single father. You don't do things like that. And for the fact that Obama is going to go lecture black men and tell black men they need to vote for Kamala Harris, and this is what she's doing to black families in this country. She's been doing this even in California, if you look at her record. So Americans, go out and vote, but I encourage y'all, I implore y'all to vote for number 45, Donald Trump.
Now, much love to this gentleman, and I'm praying for you and your family, young man. He's right. He did things the right way. His wife thought that she was doing things the right way too. She stood up for something. She didn't get arrested or charged for any violence. They claim that she slammed the door inside. She slammed the door on one of the volunteers' fingers or something like that. No, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. On her paperwork is nothing but unlawful assembly. Unlawful assembly. But then when you go and find out how many abortions they had scheduled for that day that Bevelin ruined, it was a little more than 150 abortions that they wanted to. Do you know how dark your heart has to be in order to arrest and charge and sentence someone who is trying to prevent children from being unalived? Come on, man. And this guy is right. He's absolutely, this is her husband. Her husband is absolutely right. Kamala's hand is all over this.